Mom. How long were you planning to hide this from us? Tyler and I aren't actually biological siblings. Fine. As your biological daughter, I suppose it's better for me to be the one to say it. We know everything. Tyler was adopted into this family. Who told you about this? Was it your father? Or that woman? Mom asked, trembling. The woman Mom mentioned, who could she be? Could it be Tyler's biological mother? The one who used Tyler's identity as leverage, repeatedly borrowing money from Mom? We overheard it by chance. Were you planning to keep this a secret from us forever? Even though you two are not related by blood, you still cannot love each other. Mom firmly said, Daisy. It's a fact that you're 2 years older than Tyler. Moreover, Tyler is already registered as a member of our family in the household registry. Age, household registry, I don't care. I've thought about these issues for a long time, but they cannot stop our love. Unless Tyler leaves me first, I will not give him up for any reason. In that tense moment, Mom suddenly raised her right hand, intending to slap me, but just like last time, Tyler quickly stopped her. If this is the reason preventing us, then I have no choice but to leave this house. Tyler resolutely looked straight into Mom's eyes. I can't accept this yet. We'll wait for your father to come home and discuss it. Mom sadly turned around and walked into her room. Tyler, do you think Dad will agree with us? I looked up at Tyler and asked. Of course. He's our dad after all. Tyler confidently replied, a radiant smile on his face. All right. I believe in Tyler too. 05, another family. The next day. It was Sunday, and Tyler's Sundays were usually packed with work. He had arranged to meet someone he wanted to introduce to me that afternoon. Speaking of which, I realized I'd never visited Tyler's photography studio before, so I suggested checking it out. Surprisingly, Tyler agreed immediately without hesitation. Tyler's task today was photographing the new spring fashion collection for the magazine, Supreme Vogue. Even though it was still the middle of a freezing winter, they were already preparing to launch new outfits. Being a designer is truly no easy feat. They not only have to keep up with trends but also stay ahead, bringing fresh and innovative elements to the fashion industry. At the same time, these creations must be embraced by the public, otherwise, no matter how beautiful the designs are, they'd merely become pictures waiting to fade into oblivion. The photo studio was located in the office building of Supreme Vogue. When the elevator stopped on the 17th floor, Tyler and I stepped out, only to be greeted immediately by someone dressed entirely in black. Oh. Tyler, what wind blew your little sister here today? Didn't you say you only had an older sister? The man asked, both surprised and excited. Excuse me, I am the older sister. Why did he assume I was Tyler's younger sister at first glance? Tyler and I don't look alike at all. Couldn't he at least consider the possibility that I might be Tyler's girlfriend? Perhaps he thought that with Tyler's refined aesthetic sense, he wouldn't pay attention to a girl like me, so he didn't even entertain that thought. This is photographer Max. You can just call him Big M. Tyler casually introduced the man in black to me. So he's a photographer, no wonder his outfit and color scheme were all black. In any photography session, professional staff often wear black to avoid drawing attention away from the model. I'd prefer it if you called me Brother Max. Big M said playfully. Hello, Mr. Big M. I politely nodded in greeting to him. Right after, Tyler began introducing me to his colleagues one by one. Within this strong team, it turns out there are so many roles we often overlook. To create a perfect photo, aside from the usual figures we know, like photographers, lighting experts, stylists, and makeup artists, there are also teams responsible for locations, background settings, post-production, and more. Despite the large number of people, they all get along incredibly well, almost like a family. Moreover, for someone like me meeting them for the first time, everyone was extremely welcoming. Initially, I was worried they might feel annoyed if I disrupted their work, but it turns out those concerns were completely unnecessary. Surprisingly, I was surrounded by everyone like a big star. This was the first time in my life I felt the honor of being idolized. Does Tyler often experience this feeling? I wonder how he handles such admiration. Knowing Tyler's personality, I'm sure he must dislike such things. Just like during the opening ceremony speech, he could completely disregard everyone's gaze and act freely as he pleased. Today, for the first time, I had the chance to see Tyler in front of the camera. Under the soft lighting, he seemed to radiate a dazzling glow from his entire being. This is exactly what people refer to as an angelic face, a devilish figure, the instinct of a charmer, the perfect combination of a three-dimensional being on Earth. Of course, this lengthy description wasn't my own creation but rather something a fan of Tyler's had coined online. 06. Magical Moments. Okay. All done. Photographer Big M put down the camera and waved at the lighting technician behind him. Tyler did exceptionally well today. Every pose and expression made me very satisfied. Yeah. Awesome. It's rare to get off work this early. Some staff cheered, while others stretched with relief. It's all thanks to you. Let me treat you to lunch. Big M said enthusiastically to me. No need to be so polite. I've already felt bad enough for interrupting everyone's work. I quickly waved my hand to decline. You're the one who doesn't need to be polite with me. Big M sneaked a glance at Tyler, seeing that he wasn't paying attention to us, then leaned in close to whisper, this guy may have a perfect build by nature, but when it comes to photo shoots, he can never give me the expressions I want. Sometimes it's a fake smile, other times a distracted gaze. I think today, it must be because you were here that he cooperated so seriously. Big M, how dare you flirt with my sister right in front of me? Do you have a death wish or something? Tyler, noticing our whispering, immediately stormed over with a fierce expression. Tyler, your sister is truly generous. She just said she'd treat me to a meal later, so I won't hold back. Big M, sharp-tongued as ever, could have made a great MC. Once you're done changing, wait for me in the lounge. I'll back up the photos and join you shortly. After giving his instructions, Big M hurriedly left the studio. I give up. He said he'd treat me to a meal, and I politely declined. But if I invite him instead and he refuses, wouldn't that make me seem stingy? Are you a zookeeper? Why are you feeding a monkey for no reason? Tyler asked, clearly displeased. It's fine. I said, brushing it off as a small gesture of gratitude for Big M always looking after Tyler. I tried to push him toward the changing room. Go get changed quickly. Don't you have plans this afternoon? After changing, Tyler and I sat on the sofa in the lounge waiting for Big M. But within just 3 minutes, he had already fallen asleep on my shoulder. It must be because last night's events left him unable to sleep well. I'll just leave this house. Was what Tyler said back then truly heartfelt? If our parents oppose us, would he really leave this house? But if he left, could we still continue our relationship? If Tyler leaves our family, wouldn't that mean we'd lose the chance to see each other? If that's the case, wouldn't it be better to accept our parents' advice and continue living together? Why does such a simple issue become increasingly complicated after passing through the filter in my mind? Tyler sleeping in front of me, what a miracle. Big M had just finished tidying up and came back, looking at Tyler's sleeping face with utter astonishment. I really want to grab a camera and capture this magical moment. What's so surprising about Tyler sleeping? Tyler is human too, he needs to sleep every day. It's just that his sleeping time is less than normal people. Shoo. Just as I was about to reach out and wake Tyler up, Big M stopped me from doing so. Let him sleep for a while. Sorry, I just received a very urgent notification. I promise to make it up to you for this meal next time. It's okay, Big M, work is more important. I don't care about your meal anyway. Daisy, you're such a good kid. If it weren't for this guy sticking to you, I would have kidnapped you already. Big M was so excited he bit his finger. Tyler is sleeping too soundly. He didn't even wake up after all this. Big M continued. You don't know, your brother works so hard, it seems like he's constantly suppressing himself to protect something. The fact that he's sleeping so defenselessly next to you proves that you're the person he trusts the most. Constantly suppressing himself to protect something. What exactly does Big M's statement mean? Didn't Tyler become a model simply because he liked it? Didn't he work hard just because he wanted to earn money? Wanting to protect something. What is that, something? Suppressing oneself. Why suppress? Even Edison couldn't analyze this psychological data, so with my math score of only 23, there's no way I could understand it. 07, Anonymous Lover. Ring ring ring. Ring ring ring. Tyler's phone in his coat pocket suddenly vibrated. Could it be the designer he had an appointment with this afternoon calling? It shouldn't hurt if I help him answer, right? I secretly took the phone out of Tyler's pocket, but by then it had already stopped vibrating. I opened it to check, and it turned out to be a message. Seeing the words, unread message, I couldn't resist and opened it. Agreed already, when will you transfer the money to me? I've also booked the plane ticket to Paris for next Friday. I hope you keep your promise. Sender, Ms. S. Ms. S. Who is Ms. S? Why is Tyler transferring money to her? And Paris? What promise? Could it be that Tyler is hiding something from me to meet other women? Smack. Seeing this message felt like watching my heart shatter into pieces. To uncover the truth, I pretended to be Tyler, using my trembling hands to reply to Ms. S, where are you? Let's meet. If Tyler found out about what I was doing, I think our relationship would end immediately. Why can't I ever trust Tyler? Honestly, I really want to, no matter what happens, I just want to trust him. But, this isn't something I can achieve with a simple decision. Faced with doubts like these, I don't think I can just sit still and do nothing. I'm currently on Tui Tien Street. Let's meet at the underground bar Dream Dream at the end of the street. After deleting this message, I carefully put Tyler's phone back into the pocket of his coat, letting him continue to sleep soundly on the sofa. Tyler, I'm sorry. You must forgive me. Whether or not you've betrayed me, I will unconditionally forgive you. Because you're my Tyler, I'll support your decisions. But right now, I really want to know the truth. I know that if I ask you, you definitely won't tell me. Just like that night. Not wanting to waste a single minute, I took a taxi to the underground bar Dream Dream. Since it was noon, aside from a few scattered staff members, the bar was completely empty. A woman in a khaki leather jacket was sitting at the bar counter, chatting with the bartender. In the bar, she was the only one not wearing a work uniform. She must be Ms. S from Tyler's call, right? In the dim and quiet atmosphere of the bar, even though I walked very lightly, I could still hear the sound of my own footsteps. Because of my footsteps, the woman in the khaki leather jacket turned her head. What surprised me was that the person in front of me was the same woman who had driven the red car that day and scolded Sean and me for being uncivilized. You're Ms. S. I asked in disbelief. Ms. S. What are you talking about? Why are you here? She looked even more surprised than I was. That's right. Miss S is just an anonymous name that Tyler used during the call. In reality, she doesn't know this. Who exactly are you? Why are you demanding money from Tyler? Why do you want to take Tyler away? As I said this, I could barely hold back my tears. Was it you who arranged for me to come here? This woman is clearly no ordinary person, her intuition is sharp, and her words are full of thorns. This method is truly despicable. Tyler surely didn't tell you about our relationship, did he? From the looks of it, it seems you're not important at all to him. Daisy Bloom, are you an idiot? Did you come here deliberately to be humiliated? I was furious at what she said, but I had no grounds to refute her. Perhaps, as she claimed, I really am not someone important to Tyler. He didn't even hesitate to hurt me emotionally just to protect this woman, nor did he tell me the truth. 08. Discussing self-worth. Consider this my plea to you, please don't take Tyler away, can you? He's the most important person to me. I begged through tears. If giving up my lowly pride could bring Tyler the right to stay, I was willing to try as many times as it took. Plea to me. What do you have to offer me in return? Ms. S smirked mockingly. What do you want me to do? As long as it's within my power, I'll agree to anything. At this moment, I had no choice but to risk everything. TCH. Someone like you, what are you even capable of? The arrogant woman shot me a disdainful glance, crossed her legs, lit a cigarette, took a deep drag, and exhaled a toxic puff of smoke. Was this old hag using her age as an excuse to bully others? If it weren't for her age, my fists wouldn't have been so polite for this long. So, are you saying there's no chance for negotiation anymore? If softness didn't work, I had to resort to toughness. This was my last resort. It's not that there's no chance. Ms. S flicked the ash from her cigarette into her half-empty wine glass. Let me teach you a wise lesson, girl. In the real world, money solves everything. What do you mean? I don't understand. Weren't we talking about matters involving just the three of us? Why bring up societal ethics and money now? Sigh. Ms. S let out a long sigh. How can someone be so naive? To put it bluntly, I want money. Money? Looking at her haughty demeanor, so she's just another money grubber. Are you saying if I give you money, you'll give Tyler back to me? She responded with a nasal hum. The higher you pay, the more it shows how important he is to you. Ridiculous. Absolutely incomprehensible. How could such matters be measured by money? Moreover, I had no money at all. If I couldn't offer money, did that mean Tyler wasn't important to me? Then again, if she was willing to abandon Tyler for money, what did Tyler even mean to her? How much do you want? Just 4 simple words, but it took everything in me to utter them. I didn't believe that giving her money would mean winning Tyler back. I only felt that her presence was like a pest in a potted plant. If not dealt with immediately, she would consume all the nutrients and air until life was drained away. The price I'm asking isn't something you can afford. She rolled her eyes, thought for a moment, and said, 50 million. What? 50 million? I'm just an ordinary student from a regular family, how could I possibly have that much money? Last time, Tyler only spent 5 million just to stop Sean from modeling for me. Does that mean, in Tyler's eyes, I'm only worth 5 million? At this moment, Ms. S borrowed a pen from the bar staff and wrote a long string of numbers on a coaster. This is my bank account number and account holder's name. As long as I receive the money before next Thursday, I'll leave immediately and move to Paris alone. After handing me the coaster, she confidently flipped her long hair and walked out of the underground bar, dream, without looking back. Tay Sam and I, Sunny. Is that her name? It sounds familiar, have I seen it somewhere before? Before next Thursday, how could I possibly gather 50 million in such a short time? Getting a part-time job won't work. Buying lottery tickets isn't enough either. How many tickets would I need to buy to even have a chance at winning? Honestly, a brilliant idea has already flashed through my mind. Forget 50 million, even 500 million would just be a trivial amount to him. But, borrowing money from Leo Carter doesn't feel right. Even though we're good friends, we haven't known each other for long, and there's no deep connection between us. 09, extremely resentful. After leaving the bar, I felt like a soulless body, aimlessly wandering the streets. I even forgot the current time, forgot to contact Tyler, and even forgot that I had an appointment with someone. The designer Tyler wanted to introduce to me no longer mattered. What mattered more to me now was, who is Ms. S? And how can I gather enough 50 million to deal with her? It's all my fault, never bothering to work to earn money or save my allowance, truly nothing more than a spendthrift. Tyler has been working to earn money and help reduce his family's burden since he was young, while I have no idea how to do anything. Not only am I bad at studying, but I'm also clueless about housework, can't even cook a meal. If you were to list all my flaws, the list would probably be as thick as the modern Chinese dictionary. When I reached an intersection, my blurry vision made me unable to see the traffic light clearly. As I took a step forward, a small car suddenly flashed before my eyes. In that brief moment, a strong hand pulled me back onto the sidewalk. Phew, 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 the person who pulled me back was panting heavily, as if they had just finished a marathon. Why did you sneak out alone? You didn't even answer your phone. Do you know how long I've been looking for you? Without asking for an explanation, Tyler grabbed me and started scolding me harshly. I immediately felt utterly wronged, and tears began streaming down uncontrollably. Sniff, sniff, I cried like a child on the street. I've done more embarrassing things before, so what's left to preserve my dignity? Everything I've done was for Tyler. Even though I didn't know if it was the right thing to do, couldn't he at least spare me from scolding when I'm at my lowest? If Tyler could have been upfront with me about Ms. S, I wouldn't have hidden it from him and gone to find her, nor would I have suffered her humiliation and blackmail. I truly felt so wronged, never in my life have I felt this way. But I couldn't tell Tyler about this. If Tyler knew I used money to keep him by my side, he would undoubtedly leave me without hesitation to go to that woman. Now, apart from crying, I don't know how to release the fear and unease in my heart. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have scolded you. It's my fault, can you please stop crying? Tyler immediately shifted from reproach to comfort, frantically wiping away my tears. I didn't mean to cry louder, it's just that I couldn't control my emotions anymore. I didn't mean to scold you. It's just that when I woke up and didn't see you by my side, I was really terrified not knowing where you were. I was so worried about you that I couldn't help but yell. Tyler hastily explained, his trembling hands repeatedly resting on my shoulders. I'm sorry, please forgive me, okay? Tyler Bloom, I truly don't understand you more and more. If you don't like me, why do you treat me so gently? If you like me, why do you hide so many things from me? If you hate me, why do you care so much about me? If you're prepared to leave me, why do you come back to find me? Your ambiguity makes my heart unable to beat normally, makes my mind unable to think rationally, makes my emotions a tangled mess. I truly don't know how to move forward, don't know how far we can walk together, and don't even know if this love ever truly existed. Daisy, please don't scare me anymore. Did someone bully you? Or are you feeling unwell somewhere? Seeing me cry endlessly, Tyler grew even more worried. In the end, he couldn't hold back anymore and cried along with me. Can you stop crying? Don't you know your tears are a deadly weapon to me? Seeing you cry makes me feel like I could die. Tyler and I knelt on the side of the road, hugging each other tightly without any hesitation, crying uncontrollably. It wasn't that I wanted to cry, but the tears wouldn't listen and kept streaming down. My nose stung as if I had drunk a liter of vinegar, and my heart ached as though it had been slashed by 1,000 knives. 10. Your tenderness the next day. I can't clearly remember how I got home yesterday. All I recall is crying until I was completely drained, then falling asleep in Tyler's arms. In the middle of the night, I vaguely heard Tyler answering a phone call. The gist of it was him apologizing to a designer he had an appointment with and saying that he had found me. The next day was Monday. Even though I didn't feel like going to school at all, I still had to make a trip. The sooner I could gather enough money, the better. So today, I planned to directly ask Leo Carter for a loan. If he refused, I'd try Anna Carter. And if Anna Carter also said no, then I'd turn to nicotine. After all, it's better to start with people who have money. If I asked Mia Thompson or Ka Ni, they would undoubtedly lend me all their savings without hesitation. But a well's water can't extinguish a forest fire, and besides, the fewer people who know about such embarrassing matters, the better. In the morning, as I stepped into the living room, Tyler handed me a warm towel. I ignored him, casting only a cold glance at the towel, but Tyler insisted and made me sit down on the sofa. The towel might be a bit hot, try to bear with it, Tyler softly whispered near my ear, causing my nose to sting with emotion. What am I supposed to do? It seems like I'm growing fonder of Tyler by the day. Whether he's angry with me, frustrated, or tenderly taking care of me, I can't help but feel deeply moved. It's clear, I can't live without Tyler. As I thought about this, tears welled up again, but luckily, the warm towel covering my eyes absorbed them all. Why don't you ask? The reason, I choked out with difficulty, my voice trembling. Why didn't he ask why I was crying? Could it be that he no longer cared about me or my troubles? Isn't Daisy upset about that matter? How could I bring myself to ask about something that's already hurting you? But I was about to come up with an excuse when something soft and warm suddenly brushed against my lips. This is definitely Tyler's kiss. I am no stranger to this kiss, as the feeling from Tyler's kiss is always gentle, evoking compassion, making it impossible to resist, impossible to pull away. I don't know how much time has passed, but certainly not too long, as I felt Tyler's lips gently part from mine. If you ever want to talk, I will always listen seriously, no matter when. Tyler's voice was slightly deep, as if he had just been crying. Kids who quietly chew on their sadness alone are truly foolish. I should tell Tyler about the things that trouble me. Isn't there a saying, the one who ties the bell must untie it? If even I can't be honest with Tyler, how can I expect Tyler to be honest with me? Tyler. Actually. I pulled off the blindfold and sat up abruptly, only to realize Tyler was no longer there. Once again, today, he didn't wait for me and went to school. On his own. Why is it that when I finally muster the determination, he quietly distances himself from me? Just like happiness, it always slips further away the moment we try to hold on to it tightly. Chapter 10, Plan to participate in the modeling contest 01. I need money. After arriving at school, I texted Leo Carter, asking to meet him at the back gate after class. He didn't ask anything, even cheerfully agreed. But when he finds out I'm meeting him just to borrow money, he'll surely be disappointed. I once heard a classic saying, there are many ways to ruin a friendship, and the quickest way is borrowing money. Leo Carter, we're friends, right? Daisy Bloom, you swore in front of my mom, didn't you? Are you already thinking of breaking ties with me? Leo Carter asked angrily. If anyone's thinking of breaking ties, it's you. I really don't want to lose a good friend like Leo Carter, but I also don't want to lose Tyler even more. I lowered my head, stayed silent for a long time, then finally mustered up the courage to say, Leo Carter, can you lend me $50 million? Of course. He didn't hesitate at all and agreed firmly. But, what do you need such a large amount of money for? I'll find a way to pay you back, after all, we're lifelong friends. If the repayment period is a lifetime, then I can take my time paying it back. Money isn't an issue, you don't even need to pay me back, but I have one condition. At this point, Leo Carter suddenly became serious, giving me an uneasy feeling. You have to honestly tell me what the money is for. This condition is really tough. How can I possibly tell Leo Carter? If I tell the truth, he'll definitely tell Tyler. With his personality, he might even cut ties with Tyler. Didn't he already say last time that he wanted to cut ties with Tyler? But if I just make up an excuse to brush him off, and the truth gets exposed, Leo Carter will certainly be very upset. What should I do? This dilemma is driving me crazy. Should I tell Leo Carter or not? I really need this money, can you please not ask why? I pleaded earnestly. Daisy Bloom, it's not that I don't want to help you, but I'm just worried you'll be tricked by bad people. There are so many bad people out there these days, targeting kind-hearted girls like you. The bad person he's talking about, why does it sound so much like me? And the naive one being deceived is none other than Leo Carter. Enough, I don't want to deceive you anymore. I'm not as kind-hearted as you think. I lowered my head, turned around ICA.IM/S/NPOF93ZKV, and walked away from the school. I thought Leo Carter would call me back, would lend me money without hesitation. But it turns out I overestimated my related_questions, quali sono I migliori quartieri per comprare casa a Castel Volturno, cum posso valutare un immobile prima di acquistarlo, ci sono finanziamenti disponibili per l'acquisto di immobili a importance and underestimated the power of money. Leo Carter is far more principled than I thought. Since I didn't explain my purpose, he firmly refused to lend me anything. On the way home, I called Anna Carter, but an automated voice informed me that the number was no longer in service. Perhaps she had returned to the mountains, living a reclusive life like someone in a cave atop a hill. Nicotine is my last hope, I'll call him tomorrow. Today, both chances fell through, surely it's just my bad luck, but I can't let this misfortune ruin my third opportunity. When I got home, it was already late. Seeing the house unlit, I assumed no one was back yet. But when I turned on the light, I was startled to find Tyler sitting on the sofa in the living room. Tyler, why didn't you turn on the light? Daisy Bloom. Come here. Tyler sat on the sofa, his back to me, speaking in a commanding tone. I hesitantly stepped forward, standing in front of him. Tyler didn't bother to look at me, suddenly throwing a bank card onto the coffee table. There's 60 million in there. The password is your birth date. Tyler's voice was filled with anger. It's been a long time since I've seen him this furious. Why is he suddenly giving me money? Oh, of course, it must be Leo Carter who told him. That annoying Leo Carter, if he wasn't going to lend me money, fine, but why did he have to go and tell Tyler? Now I've been completely ruined by him. I can't believe I considered him a lifelong friend. Aunt Daisy Snow. You have to stand up and fight for justice for me. 02, a misunderstanding. What do you mean by that? At this moment, playing innocent seemed like the safest option. Then what do you mean by asking Leo Carter for money? Tyler retorted angrily. I lowered my head, biting my lower lip hard. Being broke really does make others look down on you. If Ms. S despised me, fine, but why did even Leo Carter and Tyler look down on me too? I'm not blaming you. Tyler immediately softened, gently patting my head. The dark clouds that had just loomed over him suddenly dissipated. If you're in trouble, you can tell me. My very existence is to help you solve your worries. Isn't your existence just to cause trouble for me? Daisy Bloom, what did you just say? I said I like you. I hugged Tyler tightly, and he returned my embrace. At this point, I had no choice but to tell Tyler everything I knew. Who would have thought that everything turned out to be just a misunderstanding? I told Tyler that day I accidentally saw a message Ms. S had sent him, thinking he was going to Paris with her. So, I went to confront Ms. S alone. The result? The negotiation failed, and everything escalated to me being blackmailed. But Tyler unexpectedly revealed to me that Ms. S was actually his biological mother. The person who had repeatedly borrowed money from our mothers was none other than Tyler's biological mother, Ms. S. The reason Tyler saved her contact as Ms. S was because her English name was Sunny. Sunny was a famous movie star in the 80s and 90s, but as time passed, her glory faded. A few years ago, Sunny completely retired from the entertainment industry. When Tyler was born, it was during the peak of Sunny's career. She didn't even know who the father of her child was. In such circumstances, she had no choice but to give her biological son away to be raised by someone else. Recently, Sunny was preparing to marry a wealthy businessman and move to France with him. The businessman had no idea that she had an illegitimate child. Determined to leave her homeland forever, Sunny's only wish was to secretly meet her biological son one last time. She only asked me to pay for her plane ticket, but she demanded $50 million from you. Tyler exclaimed in surprise. Daisy Bloom. Has your brain been eaten away by worms? Why would she want you to pay for her plane ticket? Isn't she about to marry a wealthy man? She surely wouldn't care about a little over $1,000. She said this trip would be her last and that it should be considered a farewell gift. Then why didn't you tell me who she was when I asked you last time? I angrily smacked Tyler. This was all his fault. If he had explained everything clearly back then, none of this would have happened. Because I felt ashamed to have a mother like her, so I didn't want you to know she existed. I'm so angry I could die. This made me cry so much, I thought my heart was going to break. I'm no different from you, Tyler whispered softly in my ear, wrapping me tightly in his arms. Tyler's warm embrace will always be the strongest fortress for me. Tyler, I really, really like you. Sorry to interrupt. At that moment, a deep male voice came from the entrance. Dad. You're back. Seeing my father carrying heavy luggage, I couldn't help but rush over and hug him tightly. Dad. I missed you so much. Why are you only coming home now? Did you find another daughter out there and forget all about me? Ha. Silly girl, do you really think your dad is that charming? Dad joked in return. Dad, how long are you staying this time? Can you at least wait until after my birthday before you leave again? I said, clinging to him. 03, reliable person. Mom called Dad back because of you too. I didn't expect to open the door and see you both being so close. Dad teased us on purpose, clearly showing his support for us. Once I convince your mom, I'll be back. Dad. Does that mean you don't oppose me being with Tyler, right? I excitedly jumped up. You're both at the age for love now, even if I opposed, I couldn't stop it. At that moment, Dad gave Tyler a sincere look before continuing, instead of entrusting my precious daughter to some unreliable guy, I'd rather give her to someone I trust the most. Dad. Thank you. I hugged his head emotionally and kissed his cheek. Ha. Silly girl, being liked by Tyler is your blessing, you must cherish him, understand? Dad gently patted my head with his large, calloused hand. Dad, you're so wise. My dad truly is the most understanding father in the world. Tyler, I'm entrusting this silly girl to you. Dad held my hand and placed it into Tyler's, just like a wedding scene. Even though she's not cute at all and has no particular strengths, from the moment she came into this world, she's been the greatest gift God has ever given me. Thank you, sir. Tyler looked at Dad gently, their eyes conveying mutual understanding. I'll dedicate my entire life to making Daisy happy. Oh my gosh. Thank you, God. You've given me the two most wonderful men in the world, one is my dad, and the other is Tyler. 1 week later. Friday. Today is the day Sunny, Tyler's mother, leaves this city to fly to Paris in search of her own happiness. The only thing Tyler and I could do was see her off at the airport. Sunny left decisively, showing no hint of attachment to this place. She apologized to me for what happened that day, and I felt a great sense of relief. Tyler, have you ever hated your mom? Amid the bustling crowd at the airport, I watched Sunny's figure fade into the distance, held Tyler's hand, and asked. Of course. But that was when I was 8 years old. Tyler, also watching Sunny walk away, shared his feelings with me for the first time. When I found out I wasn't my parents' biological child, I deeply resented my birth parents. Why did they bring me into this world only to abandon me? At that time, Tyler must have been so sad, so heartbroken. But I, his clueless older sister, didn't notice anything at all. If someone had comforted Tyler back then, perhaps he would now be as cheerful and lively as Leo Carter. You probably still don't realize, do you? Tyler shifted his gaze to me. During those painful days, you were the only one by my side. You cried when you came home, saying you were bullied at school. I felt like you were crying on my behalf, expressing all the vulnerability inside me without holding back. Was I really that pathetic back then? So, in Tyler's eyes, I was just a crybaby. What a terrible impression, forget it. Forget it. That's why I can't hate my birth parents. Because they brought me to the person I cherish the most. Our Tyler must have been an angel in his past life. Even after falling to this world, he still carries a heart full of gratitude, just like an angel. 04, Model Competition, bang 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 bang. One day at school, Mia Thompson cheerfully brought a flyer and waved it in front of me. Follow me, the third model competition. The bold headline on the flyer immediately caught my attention. Follow Me is the country's top modeling agency, phonetically translated into Chinese as Follow Me. Most of the world's famous models have risen to fame from this company. Since this competition is organized by such a big company, there will surely be many skilled participants. I glanced at Mia Thompson with a look of disdain. Given her abilities, I truly admired her courage. Mia Thompson, I support you. Go for it. I clenched Mia Thompson's hand, sincerely cheering her on from the bottom of my heart. As expected of my best friend. Whether she wins or loses, just participating embodies a spirit that's so like mine. Daisy, thank you. If I win the competition, I can go to the Maldives with Oscar. Mia Thompson grabbed me and jumped up excitedly, as if she had already won the prize. Oscar. Maldives. What do these have to do with a modeling competition? Daisy, I'm sorry, I've never told you that I actually have a boyfriend. Mia Thompson blushed and said, his name is Oscar, he's a year older than us, and he's a student in the economics and trade department. Just hearing his name doesn't make him sound trustworthy. Could Mia Thompson be getting tricked by him? What kind of person is he? Does he treat you well? I asked worriedly. Him. He's like a little puppy, he listens to everything I say. Mia Thompson said with a proud, queenly demeanor, when there's a chance, I'll introduce him to you guys. I'm sure you'll like him too. Like a little puppy. Hearing this, I almost burst out laughing. I never expected Mia Thompson to like this type of guy. I always thought she'd go for someone strong and bold. When Mia Thompson said she'd introduce him to everyone someday, I suddenly felt a twinge of jealousy toward her. It doesn't matter what kind of person your boyfriend is, even if he's as embarrassing as a little puppy. What matters is that the two of you like each other. More importantly, being able to openly declare your feelings for him in front of anyone and confidently introduce him to your friends, that's what truly counts. The relationship between Tyler and me, though accepted by our parents, cannot be made public for now. This is to protect myself, Tyler, and everyone around us. Clap. Suddenly, a loud sound snapped me back to reality as Mia Thompson clapped her hands in front of my face, pulling me out of my daydream. This isn't class time, what are you daydreaming about? Mia Thompson held a flyer in her hand, pointed seriously at a line of text below, and said, this competition not only offers a generous cash prize but also awards the top 3 winners a 7-day trip to the Maldives for 2. Oh my gosh! Who in the world wouldn't want to go to the Maldives? So that's the real reason she's entering the competition. Mia Thompson, I totally misjudged you. Dreams, goals, aspirations, all just empty words. Vanity is your true nature. This is the registration form for the competition. Mia Thompson placed an A4 sheet in my hand. I'm not planning to join the competition, so why are you giving me the registration form? With my height, entering a modeling competition would definitely get me laughed at all the way to Pluto. I don't have the courage for this. Heavens, do you think I'm blind? The registration form is for Tyler. Mia Thompson exclaimed, her confidence in this competition soaring sky high. If Tyler participates, he's bound to win first place. And when that happens, the four of us can go to the Maldives together. Oh, Maldives. Wait for me. I'm coming. Could Mia Thompson be sleepwalking? Or perhaps daydreaming in broad daylight? Forget someone like her, even Tyler doesn't have a 100% chance of winning in a competition filled with such talented individuals. What kind of place is the Maldives anyway? Why does everyone dream of going there so much? 05, Maldives. When I got home, I immediately turned on my computer and searched for images of the Maldives online. Wow! The breathtaking photos were unbelievable. It was hard to believe a place like this existed on Earth. It felt like a parallel dimension straight out of a sci-fi movie. Do you want to go to the Maldives? Tyler's voice startled me. I hadn't noticed when he entered my room. He suddenly asked this question from behind me, making me jump. Mia Thompson said everyone on Earth dreams of going there. It's definitely a place worth visiting at least once in a lifetime. Tyler's words carried a deeper meaning that I couldn't quite grasp, so he elaborated further. Daisy, don't you know? The Maldives is only about 1 meter above sea level, and the sea level rises by 2 centimeters every year. Scientists predict it might disappear within this century. What? I exclaimed in shock, grabbing Tyler's hand. Are you saying the Maldives could vanish from Earth? A place so beautiful, how could it disappear? If the Maldives were to vanish, wouldn't humanity lose a stunning dream destination? That's just a prediction. Don't worry, we won't live long enough to see it disappear anyway. Though Tyler said this casually, I still felt a deep sense of regret. Tyler. Let's visit the Maldives together. All right. Unexpectedly, Tyler responded decisively, but wait until I have the money, then I'll take you there. I have a way to get to the Maldives without needing money. I mimicked Mia Thompson's style, waving a flyer for the Follow Me modeling competition in front of Tyler, Tada. Tyler, join this contest. If you win, you can go to the Maldives. You know I hate participating in these kinds of competitions. Tyler didn't even glance at the flyer and pushed my hand away. I promise I'll take you there. By the time you save up enough money to take me, the Maldives will probably be swallowed by the ocean. What then? Go scuba diving? Going to the Maldives surely costs a fortune. Even if we had that kind of money, how would we survive after spending it all? This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, Tyler. Plus, you could boost your reputation in the modeling industry through this contest. Why wouldn't you join? Reputation. What good is that? Tyler asked disdainfully. Of course, it's useful. This is your chance to prove your talent. Isn't it Tyler's dream to become a famous model? A famous model? I don't think I've ever said that. Why would you need to say it? You've been modeling since you were 8 years old. Isn't that always the goal? Sorry, but I've never thought about continuing down this path. How could it be? Does Tyler mean that he never wanted to be a model in the first place? Then, all the hard work he's put in all this time, what was it for? That said, Tyler truly has never participated in any modeling competitions. Even the auditions that people constantly recommended to him, he never showed any interest in them. Signing a contract with a legitimate agency is a long-term guarantee for a model. No one aspiring to be a model would refuse to sign a contract. But Tyler is an exception. This alone proves that he's always been ready to step away at any moment. But, Now it's no longer about whether he wants to be a model or not. After working so hard for so long, he should shine just once on this grand stage. Humph. If you don't participate, I'll find another guy to take part and then go to the Maldives with him. To spark Tyler's fighting spirit, I had to resort to provoking him. Why go through the trouble? Leo Carter goes every winter break. Just go with him. Ugh, this is driving me crazy. Tyler Bloom, do you think I can't find someone better than you? Just watch. I'll find someone, and when I go to the Maldives with him, don't come crying and begging me. 06, International Prank. The next day. The following day, I told Mia Thompson about Tyler refusing to participate in the modeling competition. Without hesitation, Mia Thompson pulled out a thick stack of photos of various guys from her bag for me to choose from. These were all guys she had met at different gatherings, and she began sorting them like dealing cards, separating those taller than 1.8 meters from those shorter. In the end, there were 17 guys taller than 1.8 meters, and after a beauty filter, only 7 made the cut. These 7 guys are all decent. Let's meet one each day. We'll be done in a week. Mia Thompson, clearly an expert in these matters, quickly came up with such a plan. I held the 7 photos that had been selected. Although they all looked decent, at least enough to satisfy parents and others, they were still far from Tyler. It's all Tyler Bloom's fault. Why does he have to be so handsome? He's made me feel so insecure, even raising my standards for choosing a life partner to an unrealistic level. Mia Thompson, sorry, I think we should just forget it. I put the photos down and said dejectedly, even if they agree to join the modeling competition, it doesn't mean they'd want to go to the Maldives with me. If even Tyler doesn't want to go to the Maldives with me, I doubt anyone else will. Even if they win the competition, they'll probably have other girls or friends they'd prefer to take along. Next month is the 3rd season of the Follow Me modeling competition. Even if I somehow made them like me within a month, I still wouldn't be able to forget Tyler in such a short time. As school ended and I stepped out of the gate, a sleek black Porsche was parked right in front. It seemed to notice us and intentionally drove closer. The passenger side window slowly rolled down, revealing a familiar face inside. Get in. It was none other than Nicotine. I couldn't believe he had personally come to the school to find me. It was completely unexpected. Daisy. Do you know this handsome guy? He must be super rich, right? Introduce me to him. Mia Thompson clung tightly to my arm, as if she wanted to peel my skin off. Handsome guy. No matter how I look at him, he's just an old man. This is a third-rate school in a slum area. Couldn't you be a bit more discreet when looking for me? I slightly bent down and spoke to Nicotine, who was inside the car. Out of respect for your feelings, I refrained from bringing my family's helicopter. Nicotine replied jokingly. What? He even has a helicopter. Doesn't that make him a billionaire? Mia Thompson, this girl, actually believed it. Daisy. Be honest with me, what's the relationship between you two? Nothing at all. Before I could finish my sentence, Nicotine interrupted loudly, I've already proposed to her. Make sure you come early to our wedding. Nicotine, this idiot. His joke was overheard by passing classmates. To stop him from spouting more nonsense, I angrily jumped into the car and quickly rolled up the window. Nicotine. Have you prepared yourself for today to be your death anniversary? I clenched my fists tightly, gritting my teeth as I asked. This is your punishment. Who told you to stand me up twice? I had no choice but to come to your school to grab you. Twice. Standing him up. Turns out, last week Tyler wanted to introduce me to a designer, and it was Nicotine. Nicotine said he initially planned to surprise me. Who knew I'd flake on him twice? Nicotine took me to a quiet cafe to have a proper conversation about the real reason he was looking for me today. 07, secret action. The man first took out a flyer promoting the Fulomi modeling competition and placed it on the table, then looked at me with admiration. I hope you can help Tyler participate in this competition. Sorry. You already know how stubborn Tyler's personality is. My words don't hold any persuasive power anymore. Tyler is a very principled person. Once he makes a decision, no one can change it, not even me. These things, of course, can't rely solely on words. You have to take action too. Nicotine flared up like an unexpected spark, suddenly agitated for some reason. Action. Don't tell me he's thinking about those bizarre ideas. How could I possibly do such things with my own brother? Bang! Nicotine fell flat on the ground. What are you thinking? I told you to design a special outfit exclusively for Tyler. With this secret weapon, Tyler will definitely agree to participate in the competition. Secret weapon. Why is Nicotine so certain that Tyler will wear my creation to join the contest? I think that's impossible. If it were that simple, why didn't he use this condition to strike a deal with me last night? Based on my years of research and analysis, along with information from the previous fashion design competition, I've finally uncovered the real reason Tyler became a model. Nicotine, with the demeanor of a renowned detective, crossed his arms and analyzed. Tyler became a model to follow in Daisy's footsteps. The last time he couldn't model for you, he was upset for quite a while. Is that really true? Why didn't I realize it? Tyler has always been more successful than me, shouldn't I be the one striving to catch up to him? What makes you so sure your assumption is correct? I asked doubtfully. Although Nicotine's reasoning made sense, it was still just his assumption. Without any concrete evidence, mere words lacked any convincing power. That's right. I really can't present any solid proof, but if we collaborate, the one who stands to gain everything without losing anything is you, Daisy. Nicotine seemed to have meticulously planned this negotiation, as long as you're willing to design an outfit for Tyler to wear in this competition, all materials, funding, and even manpower will be unconditionally provided by our Supreme Vogue fashion company. What? Did I hear that correctly? With such an enticing offer, how could I possibly refuse? Recently, I've been troubled by so many things, and it's been a long time since I last practiced. This is truly a wonderful opportunity. Even if I finish the outfit and Tyler refuses to participate in the competition, I lose nothing. But, what exactly does Nicotine gain from this? Why is he helping us like this? Nicotine, I want to ask you, what is your purpose? Could he be setting a trap to harm us? Or does Nicotine also really want to go to the Maldives? But Tyler said Leo Carter goes to the Maldives every year, so that surely can't be Nicotine's motive. I've got it. Nicotine suddenly stood up excitedly, looked up at the ceiling, and said, let's call this action Plan A, winning the model championship for Tyler. I broke out in a sweat. I was speechless. I was helpless. A secret action that only I'm carrying out, why does it need such a long name that I can't even remember it? 08, Transaction Kiss. I didn't need any measurements, I was already well aware of Tyler's height, weight, and body proportions. The first step now is to draw the design blueprint. An outfit that's too extravagant or edgy would overshadow Tyler's perfect figure, but something too plain or ordinary wouldn't catch the judge's attention either. The modeling competition is truly different from a fashion design contest, there's no theme or restrictions. But ironically, because of this, we often end up limiting ourselves. Last time, the raffia grass inspiration came from Tyler's suggestion. This time, since it's a secret mission, I can't rely on Tyler for inspiration anymore. Wait. That's not right. Since this outfit is custom designed for Tyler, of course, I should ask what kind of clothing he likes. Who knows? I might discover the perfect combination. It's now past 8 p.m., and Tyler is focused on reading in his room. What could he be reading? Textbooks. Entertainment magazines. Curiosity got the better of me, so I tiptoed into Tyler's room. A travel guide. Tyler is reading something as dull as this. Whether by coincidence or fate, he's flipping through the section on the Maldives, utterly engrossed, as if his soul has wandered off to the beautiful land described in the book. Let's go. Let's go to the Maldives. I whispered hypnotically into Tyler's ear. But alas, it seemed to have no effect. When did you come in? Tyler asked, startled but still composed. When you were screaming inside, I want to go to the Maldives. I tried persuading him again, Tyler, you clearly want to go to the Maldives. So why not participate in the modeling competition? Going to the Maldives and joining a modeling competition are two completely different things, he replied firmly. Can you give me a reason? A reason why you won't join the competition. If Tyler had a convincing reason, I wouldn't force him to participate, nor would I help Nicotine execute Plan A. Because I would trust Tyler and support his choice. Does Daisy really want me to join the competition? Tyler sat on the chair, looking up at me. Do you even need to ask me that? Is that even a question? Kiss me. Tyler suddenly made an odd request, startling me enough to take 3 steps back. It seems like Daisy has never taken the initiative to kiss me, huh? Kiss me, and I'll agree to anything you want. Anything. Including joining the modeling competition. Including a trip to the Maldives. Even all the other things I've been wanting to do. This is such a tempting offer. But, what if he changes his mind? A kiss isn't something you can take back once it's given. Daisy Bloom, are you overthinking this? We're no longer just siblings, we're lovers now. Lovers kissing each other is as natural as eating 3 meals a day. All right. I agreed seriously. Anywhere but the lips doesn't count. He mischievously pointed to his rosy lips. Got it. Now shut your mouth. I told Tyler to keep quiet, but he closed his eyes instead. He seemed to be eagerly anticipating my kiss. At this moment, Tyler looked so adorable that I felt an urge to kiss him right away. But, Tyler, I'm sorry. When you open your eyes, you might find that I've already disappeared from your room. I really like Tyler. Not kissing him doesn't mean I don't like him, nor is it because I'm shy. It's just that. I don't want to always be led by Tyler. Why does Tyler always seem to see right through my thoughts, while I can never figure out what he's thinking? If Nicotine's theory is correct, then I want to try it once, to use my own strength to guide Tyler's actions. 09, 7 days of seclusion after that evening, I came up with the theme for this outfit. We all love flowers, and our names are also related to flowers. Moreover, when thinking about the Maldives, one feels a deep connection with nature. So, let's make flowers and plants the theme. The concept of flowers and plants in clothing is already quite familiar, but the more familiar something is, the easier it is to create a breakthrough. I'll design an outfit that will leave people in awe, supernatural dreamlike attire. Afterward, I stayed in my room for an entire week. Apart from attending classes and bathroom breaks, I spent all my time in the room, even while eating. Although there wasn't any rush, for someone like me who is so passionate about designing clothes, I can't stop working until the piece is complete, not even for a second. Done. Finally, it's finished. Thanks to the full support of Nicotine, I was able to complete my creation so quickly. Knock. 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 At this moment, Tyler was knocking on my door. Daisy. Come out right now. It was just a kiss, no need to be so mad about it. If anyone should be upset, it's me. You've been avoiding me for an entire week. Tyler started off angrily, but then his tone softened. Please, just come out for a bit. Tyler wasn't just angry, he also felt guilty and sad. This guy is always like this, never staying mad at me for more than 24 hours. Click. 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 I opened the door and immediately held up my creation with confidence. Tyler, this is the outfit I designed just for you. Its name is. Before I could finish my sentence, Tyler suddenly pulled me tightly into his arms. He used so much strength that I, already exhausted from pouring all my energy into making costumes, could barely breathe in his embrace. Daisy. From now on, I'll agree to anything you say. Please, just don't avoid me anymore, okay? This feeling, it's worse than death, Tyler's choked and broken voice echoed softly in my ear. Thinking back, it seems like it's been a week since I last spoke to Tyler. Normally, we barely see each other at school, and after classes, I head straight to Supreme Vogue to gather materials. Once I get home, I lock myself in my room, refusing to come out no matter what, earthquake or storm be damned. I was so focused that I completely overlooked Tyler's feelings. This was the first time Tyler revealed such a vulnerable side to me, and it truly tugged at my heartstrings. Gently, I pushed Tyler away, placed both hands on his face, and kissed him softly on the lips. I met Tyler because he was my stepbrother, and I could love him because he wasn't my biological brother. Even now, I still find these two facts utterly unbelievable. Someone once told me that having the person you like feel the same way about you is nothing short of a miracle. And yet, I feel like 3 miracles have happened in my life. Some say that when you feel the pinnacle of happiness, the devil will appear. The moment Tyler held me in his arms was when I was the happiest. Because I saw in his eyes that there was only me, I heard his heart beating for me, and I felt an embrace that belonged solely to me. 10. The World of Giants Sunday. The third Follow Me modeling competition was held grandly at the city stadium. When I entered the backstage area, it felt like stepping into a world of giants. Regardless of gender, their average height was over 1.8 meters. Among these people, Mia Thompson and I looked so tiny. Unfortunately, their appearances were quite ordinary. If this weren't a modeling competition but just a regular selection contest, Tyler and I could already be packing our bags for the Maldives. Just as I was lamenting these mundane matters, I rummaged through my bag and couldn't find the decorative ribbon. Oh no! I must have left it at home. Initially, it was stored with the clothes, but after I took it out for adjustments last week, I forgot to put it back in the bag. What should I do? Today is Sunday, and all the main roads are heavily congested. It took half an hour just to get here by taxi. If I take the subway and exclude any unexpected delays, I might be able to make a round trip within an hour. But still. Daisy Bloom. Calm down, just thinking about it won't solve anything. The best thing to do is to start heading home while figuring out a solution. As I dashed out of the dressing room, I bumped into Tyler, who had already changed into his outfit. Daisy. The competition is about to start. Where are you going? I forgot a very important decorative item at home. I need to go back and get it. Honestly, I didn't want to explain too much to Tyler, but he grabbed hold of me and wouldn't let go. There's no time to go back now. Besides, this is a modeling competition, not a fashion design contest. A small decorative piece won't affect the competition results. Tyler was right, even if he didn't wear the outfit I designed, the results wouldn't change. However, as a fashion designer, I simply cannot allow an incomplete piece of work to appear on the runway, no matter what. My cherished creation is like my own child. If it were missing an eye or an arm, how could I possibly bear it? Just thinking about it fills me with regret. Tyler. I'm sorry. I mustered all my strength and broke free from Tyler's grip. If I don't make it back in time, please replace it with another outfit. The organizers had prepared a variety of costumes, allowing contestants to freely choose and mix them as they wished. As soon as I stepped out of the competition hall, I spotted an empty taxi and jumped in without hesitation. Whether by luck or misfortune, on the way home, I encountered a traffic jam caused by a broken traffic light at an intersection. This was a major arterial road in the city, and the sheer volume of vehicles overwhelmed even the traffic control efforts. It took me 45 minutes to get home, far longer than I had anticipated. After grabbing what I needed from home, I rushed back out. Fate often arrives unexpectedly, giving us no time to think. It silently weaves itself into our lives. As I dashed out of the house, a delivery motorcycle from a fried chicken shop happened to pass by and suddenly stopped just ahead of me. The young man riding the motorcycle took off his helmet, turned around, and asked, "Daisy, where are you rushing off to in such a hurry?" It was Sean. I never imagined I'd run into him at a time like this. Motorbikes are truly a remarkable invention. With one, there's no need to worry about traffic jams, you can head straight to your destination. "Sean. Could you please take me to the city arena? Please." I ran up to Sean, my legs still moving as I stayed in a running stance. In such an urgent situation, Sean didn't immediately agree. Instead, he lowered his head as if deep in thought. "Daisy, I have something very important to tell you." Chapter 11, A Lifetime Promise on Stage 01. Not the right time currently, I don't even have time to breathe, let alone listen to Sean talk. But if I don't let Sean finish his words, he won't help me. "Sean, please keep it short. Be brief." I hurriedly pleaded. "Daisy, do you want to date me?" What? Is Sean confessing to me? Why would he choose such an inappropriate time to say something so unsuitable? If this is the condition for you to help me, then sorry, I despise you from head to toe. After saying that decisive statement, I continued running forward. "Daisy. I'm not trying to force you. In fact, before you confessed to me, I already liked you." Sean shouted as he rode his motorcycle behind me. "Back then, my family was going through a lot, and I couldn't bring you happiness, so I rejected your confession. Since that day, I've regretted it until now. Currently, I've returned to school and am working 2 part-time jobs at a fast food restaurant and a gas station. I don't want to live in regret anymore, please pull me out of it." Regret? Life is full of regrets. What we can do is not to go back to the past but to find a way out of it. There was a time when I asked myself if I still liked Sean. While my heart hesitated, Sean drifted away, and Tyler was always by my side. Even I couldn't understand why Tyler liked me in the first place. But the answer didn't matter to me, as long as Tyler needed me, I would appear before him. I didn't want to see him sad, couldn't let him cry silently behind my back, and definitely couldn't leave him lonely. "Sean, I'm sorry, I already have someone I love." I stopped, and Sean stopped too. The sound of the engine died down, making the alley instantly silent. That person is my non-blood-related younger brother, Tyler. When Sean heard this, he was so stunned that he couldn't move. I didn't have time to wait for him to accept the truth and immediately resumed running as if I were sprinting a 100-meter race toward the subway station. The subway has no traffic lights, no traffic accidents. As long as I run a little faster, it will only take 10 minutes from the nearest station to the event venue. Running straight to the event venue, I intentionally entered through the main gate, eager to see how the competition was progressing. On the dazzling stage, contestant number 53 had stepped out. Tyler's number was 33, which meant everything I had done was in vain. "Daisy Bloom. You're such a foolish and pitiful person, doing the wrong thing at the wrong time. Yes, that's you. Tyler must be so disappointed in me." This was the first time he had rarely participated in a competition, yet I abandoned him at such a crucial moment. "Daisy. What are you standing here dazed for? Tyler is still waiting for you backstage." Mia Thompson suddenly rushed over from who knows where, speaking quickly while pulling me toward the backstage area. "Hasn't Tyler already gone on stage? Did he wear the outfit I made for him to perform?" He forced contestant number 100 to switch places. He's still wearing your outfit and hasn't taken it off. Contestant number 100. Isn't that the number of the very last contestant? That silly Tyler, even something like this, he managed to pull off. But honestly, it's just so like him. 02, always waiting, why are you only back now? I thought you fell into a sewer and got swept into a two-dimensional world. Tyler glared at me angrily as he spoke. However, a genuine smile appeared on his face. Falling into a sewer and getting swept into a two-dimensional world, wasn't this the excuse Tyler Bloom always used whenever he was late? I lifted my head and carefully tied the ribbon I had painstakingly retrieved onto Tyler. Isn't this supposed to be tied on my head? I prefer it that way. Tyler said discontentedly. Tyler Bloom. Are you trying to ruin my hard work? If you tie it on your head, people will think you just escaped from a psychiatric ward. Tyler didn't argue further with me. He simply smiled gently, then placed a soft kiss on my forehead. Initially, I planned to stay backstage and help out, but Tyler pushed me toward the audience seats instead. He even said that my presence backstage would only cause more trouble and that doing nothing was the best way I could help. At that moment, I received a call from Nicotine. He said he was seated in the front row and had saved the best spot for me to enjoy the show. Fine, there really wasn't anything for me to do here. This was Tyler's first competition, and I should fully enjoy the experience. When it was Tyler's turn to step onto the stage, the entire hall erupted. It was even louder than when Leo Carter had appeared earlier. Indeed, my model captivated every gaze, not because of my creation. Tyler had a special ability to mesmerize all eyes, thanks, of course, to his striking appearance. When walking the runway, Tyler possessed another deadly charm, his professional model stride. Tyler truly seemed like a natural-born model. Claiming he didn't enjoy modeling would be hard for anyone to believe. Even when Nicotine told me so, I couldn't bring myself to accept it. However, as long as Tyler pursued the path he loved, it didn't matter. Tyler would never do anything he'd regret, so his choices were inevitable. After several rounds of intense and dramatic eliminations, Tyler remained in the lead throughout, though it was unfortunate that Mia Thompson was eliminated in the very first round. Daisy, let's discuss a deal, shall we? Nicotine, who had been silently observing the competition, suddenly spoke in a cryptic manner. Clearly, he was a designer, not a businessman, so why did he always enjoy talking about deals with me? If you can pass the Caspia Academy of Arts, please become our designer. Whether it's for any of our brands, Eminence Couture, Supreme Vogue, or Ethereal Grace, it's all fine. What does Nicotine mean by this deal? Is he trying to ignite my determination? Becoming a part of Eminence Couture is probably every designer's dream. But, this is just a condition from Nicotine's side, it can't really be called a deal. What if I don't pass? As long as you want, you can still become our designer. Nicotine's expression changed instantly, his stern demeanor transforming into a radiant smile. I see now, this isn't a deal, it's a proposal. Whether I pass the Caspia Academy of Arts or not doesn't actually affect the outcome at all. 03, competition results, ha ha ha. Teasing you is really amusing. Haven't you figured out my intentions yet? I cast a disdainful look at Nicotine, but he continued to laugh heartily. Last time, you refused to become a designer for Supreme Vogue because you didn't want to rely on Supreme Vogue's influence to get into Caspia Academy of Arts, right? So, as long as you pass the entrance exam for Caspia Academy of Arts, Supreme Vogue will no longer be your backing, isn't that so? Nicotine, do you truly hold my designs in such high regard? As a third-year student, how could I possibly achieve such a great honor? That's why I'm certain Nicotine has another motive. My trump card is, of course, not just you. Nicotine rested his chin on the back of his hand, his face brimming with confidence as he said, I've already told you, Tyler models because of you. So, if you become our designer, Tyler will sign a contract with us and become our model. So that was his true intention. He approached me, supported me, but his real target was Tyler. He wanted to coerce Tyler into signing a slave contract. Even this competition was part of his plan. He incited me to get Tyler to participate, aiming to leverage Tyler to create a massive promotional effect for Supreme Vogue. Indeed, he's just like nicotine, slowly spreading its poison. By the time we realize we're deeply addicted, it's already too late to escape his allure. My imagination might be a bit over the top, but agreeing to the earlier deal with him seems to be all benefit and no harm. After all, Tyler has never signed a contract with any company, and this time is no exception. While Nicotine and I were engrossed in our conversation, the competition results were announced. First, the results for the female contestants were revealed. Each title, champion, runner-up, and third place, was awarded to a single individual. The winners of the women's modeling competition were all of exceptional quality. Even though Mia Thompson didn't win, she still had every reason to be proud. After all, sharing the stage with such outstanding competitors was no small feat. Next came the announcement of the male contestants' results, which left everyone on edge. The sound of excitement filled the air as the host loudly announced two names I didn't recognize, leaving me feeling incredibly anxious. Third place and second place didn't go to Tyler, which meant there was only one chance left. Either success or failure. What should I do? My heart felt like it was about to leap out of my chest. Why was I even more nervous than when I was competing? I now declare, the champion of this year's third annual modeling competition organized by Follow Me is, the host deliberately dragged out the final note, the 18-year-old rising model, Tyler Bloom. Let's give him a warm round of applause as he takes the stage to receive his award. Nicotine, did I hear that correctly? Did he say the champion is Tyler? It's Tyler. I grabbed Nicotine's hand tightly, jumping up and down in excitement. I have never gambled on uncertainties. Tyler winning the award was something I had predicted beforehand. Nicotine calmly stated. This guy is definitely trying to act cool. Unless he managed to bribe all the judges of the competition, there's no way any contest would have its results fall exactly within his predictions. Follow Me is a professional modeling agency. How could they possibly be bribed by the designer of Supreme Vogue? At this moment, all the stage lights focused on Tyler. After a round of enthusiastic applause, the massive arena suddenly fell into an unusual silence. The competition had ended. Logically, this should be the time when everyone noisily left their seats, but it was as if time froze in this moment. Tyler stood motionless on stage, and all the audience remained still as well, as though they were awaiting his command. 04, important announcement. Hello everyone, I'm Tyler Bloom, a freshman at Endeavor Academy. I'd like to take this opportunity to announce something important to everyone who knows me. This should have been the moment to share his feelings about the award, right? Yet, Tyler Bloom suddenly wanted to make an announcement. And what's more, it's during a live broadcast. Our school surely has plenty of people watching this program. The principal didn't pay for this airtime, so why is he so eager to advertise like this? But, aside from the inner turmoil I'm going through, no one stopped Tyler's actions. Even the cameraman and the director of Follow Me didn't intervene. In fact, they seemed more excited about what Tyler was going to announce than the audience was. The outfit I'm wearing right now was made by my sister, who has always dreamed of becoming a designer. Everyone who knows me thinks my dream is to become a model. But the truth is, I only want to be a model for my sister. My sister, Daisy Bloom. The reason I'm standing here today is to tell everyone who knows us that we are not biologically related. Before, we were siblings, now, we are lovers, and in the future, as long as Daisy agrees, I will protect her by my side forever. After setting the microphone down, Tyler walked toward me. Tyler Bloom, you idiot. Do whatever you want, I don't care, but why drag me into this? Everyone's eyes were on Tyler, and then they all turned to me. Even the live cameras were now pointing this way. Dad. Mom. I'm not ready to be famous yet, someone, please stop Tyler's reckless behavior. Time did not stop for the chaotic beating of my heart, nor did Tyler's steps slow down because of my shock. Lady Luck didn't hear my silent plea for help and show up either. Tyler stood before me, holding the trophy in both hands, signaling that he wanted to hand it to me. I stood frozen in place, unsure of what to do. It wasn't that I didn't want to accept, it was just that everything happened too suddenly. Everyone knows my reactions are always slower than normal. Under the intense gazes of the crowd, I felt like I had turned to stone, my limbs stiff and unable to move. At that moment, Nicotine, standing beside me, deliberately added fuel to the fire with a comment, "Sister, do you agree or not?" Because of his thoughtless remark, everyone present immediately erupted into chaos, and the atmosphere surged to a fever pitch. Say yes, say yes, say yes. Countless voices behind me kept chanting those two words that were so hard to utter. All right. If I didn't give everyone an answer, it seemed they wouldn't let me leave the arena. Do I really have to respond? I cautiously asked Tyler. Tyler didn't reply but smiled and nodded. Everyone heard that, right? I took the trophy from Tyler's hands and finally made up my mind. Facing the camera, I announced to everyone, from now on, Tyler is mine. Anyone who dares to bully him will have to get my permission first. I gave the camera a dramatic close-up, then immediately pulled Tyler away from that scene. If we didn't leave right away, I feared the tabloids, fashion magazines, and entertainment reporters would treat us like aliens and drag us off for interviews. 05. The family civil war. The power of media is truly immense. I finally understand the kind of shock Galileo must have felt when he first measured the speed of light. When Tyler and I returned home, both the landline and my parents' mobile phones were ringing incessantly. Everyone had watched the live broadcast earlier and couldn't wait to call and ask about what had happened to us. Bang! A loud noise echoed. Mom, seeing Tyler and me step into the house, forcefully threw her mobile phone to the ground. The poor phone immediately shattered into pieces. Dad, witnessing the scene, quickly turned off his phone and even went as far as unplugging the landline. Tyler. Mom erupted in rage, yelling at us, "Have you been deliberately trying to humiliate me for the past 44 years? You're both university students, do you even know what the word shame means? Do I need to teach you that too? Daisy has been thoughtless since she was little, so her ignorance is understandable. But Tyler, haven't you always been the rational one? If you wanted to compete, just compete. Why did you have to talk about being in a relationship? And if you're in a relationship, fine, but why did you have to reveal that you're not my biological child? Now all my colleagues at work know about this, how am I supposed to face them in the future? Dear, calm down for a moment. Tyler, Dad tried to console Mom, but she immediately cut him off, shut up. Mom even scolded Dad, if you hadn't agreed to let them be together, would things have escalated to this point? You've never fulfilled your responsibilities as a father, and now you're adding more trouble for me. Are all three of you intentionally trying to drive me insane? From the moment I was born until now, I had never seen Mom so furious. She seemed genuinely on the verge of losing it this time. I stood frozen in place, unable to move. What should I do now? I guessed that saying anything would only hurt her more. Does this mean that because our relationship was exposed and Tyler's identity was revealed, we're no longer a family? It's just a minor change in title, but we're still the same as before, nothing has really changed. Tyler no longer cared about the opinions of others, so why couldn't his mother support him? Right now, Tyler must be feeling very upset. Winning the championship in his very first competition, yet instead of receiving praise, he was met with scolding. I held Tyler's hand tightly. At this moment, I was the only one standing by his side. But Tyler appeared incredibly calm, completely unfazed by his mother's reaction. "I didn't do anything wrong, and there's no turning back now," Tyler firmly told his mother. "How you explain this to your colleagues is your problem." Tyler Bloom. "Did I really raise the wrong child? Is this how you talk to your mother? 18 years ago, you adopted me without asking for my opinion. Now, if I want to leave this house, I don't need your permission, do I?" Tyler was being foolish. This wasn't the time to argue with his mother. He should have been trying to persuade and comfort her instead. Just as I was about to say something to ease the tension, Tyler grabbed my hand tightly and pulled me out of the house with him. What? Was he really planning to leave home? Where could we possibly go? Besides, this wasn't the time to run away, it was a time for the family to sit down and discuss a solution together. 06, Personal Taste. Tyler held my hand tightly without letting go, walking aimlessly forward. Well, if I forced him to go home now, he would definitely feel uncomfortable, wouldn't he? Moreover, his mom just said such hurtful things. No matter how stubborn Tyler might be, he's still just an 18-year-old kid. I understand better than anyone that Tyler deeply longs for a family. A real family of his own. Like any normal person, a home with his own parents. Although he once said he wouldn't resent his biological parents, who doesn't yearn for love, right? Especially the love of parents, which is supposed to be the most profound and genuine, yet Tyler has never truly felt that. Even though his adoptive parents treated him like their own child, he found out at the age of 8 that he wasn't actually their biological son. Deep down, Tyler must always feel that their love is somewhat fake, doesn't he? Daisy, do you regret it? Tyler suddenly stopped, looked at me intently, and asked. Huh? I looked up, not understanding what he meant. Dragging you out without your permission, and everything that happened today. You must think I'm awful, don't you? Tyler asked with a hint of guilt. Regret? How could I? I've already said, no matter what happens, I'll stand by Tyler's side. Besides, the reason he did all of this was for me. He knows I care about how others see me, and compared to me, Tyler cares even more about my feelings. That's why he decided to make our relationship public. Everything Tyler does is for me, what right do I have to regret? Tyler, are you hungry? Let's go have a 3-course meal. Let's temporarily set aside the unpleasant topics. How can we think of solutions on an empty stomach? Initially, I planned to eat at home, but who would have thought this would happen? I wonder if Mom and Dad have had a proper meal yet. After Tyler agreed to the 3-course meal, I immediately changed my mind. Actually, let's skip the 3-course meal today. Tyler, what do you feel like eating? What does Tyler like to eat the most? Growing up with Tyler since childhood, I still don't know the answer. Tyler has never been picky about food, like a pig, he eats anything. Mom used to say that kids who aren't picky are smarter, but clearly, pigs aren't exactly known for their intelligence. Compared to Tyler, I'm extremely picky, too salty, too sweet, too spicy, too hot, too cold. If it doesn't suit my taste, I won't take even a single bite. Alright, let's just have the 3-course meal then. But you clearly don't like the 3-course meal, so why force yourself? Reluctant? Do you think I would do something I don't like? Isn't that the case? If it's not reluctance, could it be that Tyler actually likes eating 3D-ish meals? That's right, I don't like eating 3D-ish meals. But, I really enjoy eating 3D-ish meals with Daisy. Like it or not, so does he like it or not? Tyler continued, every time I see Daisy eating 3D-ish meals with such a happy expression, even if it were poison, I'd eat it with you. In the past, I was so jealous of the 3D-ish meals, jealous because Daisy loved them so much. At that time, I even wished I could become a bowl of 3D-ish meals. Someone jealous of 3D-ish meals, even wishing to become one. That's something unheard of, unseen before. If it were me, even if I couldn't become a high-class dish, at least I'd want to be a premium steak. Sigh, what am I even thinking? Tyler's point is, as long as he's with me, no matter what we eat, he's happy, right? 07, differential treatment. We, the ones who left home, had only one place to go, Leo Carter's house. After all, his house was big enough to fit an entire classroom, and more importantly, Leo Carter warmly welcomed us to stay. This is amazing. It feels like I suddenly have an older sister and a younger brother. Daisy Bloom, you two can stay as long as you want. Oh, no. Actually, it's better if you never leave. Even if you beat me to death, I won't let you go. Leo Carter was so excited that he started dancing a folk jig. An older sister and a younger brother? Why does Tyler look more like Leo Carter's older brother instead? The next day. The issues at home remain unresolved, and now I have to face problems at school. To avoid causing a stir, I made a point of going to school alone today. Whether they were familiar classmates or not, everyone's eyes were fixed on me. As soon as I entered the classroom and hadn't even had time to sit down, a classmate passed on a message that the homeroom teacher wanted to see me in the office. There are only 6 months left until the graduate school entrance exam. I hope I don't get expelled. Even if I don't get into Caspia Academy of Arts, at the very least, I need to graduate smoothly. Having a university degree should at least help me survive in society for a couple of years. When I arrived at the teacher's office and found the homeroom teacher, he immediately led me to the principal's office. The principal, with a scowling face and a clear lack of patience, looked at me as if I owed him money. The moment he saw me, he began scolding relentlessly. "Student Daisy Bloom, there's only 1 year left until graduation, can't you behave yourself? Weren't you always well behaved before, never causing any trouble? Is it because you're reluctant to leave school and want to see me more often in your final year? Huh. If you pass the graduate school entrance exam, I'll gladly invite you for tea every day, no problem at all." So unfair. Clearly, everything was Tyler's fault, so why is the principal putting all the blame on me? Poor performance means I have to carry the label of a rebel. Stand up for yourself. Daisy Bloom, why aren't you speaking up? Forget it. The fact that the principal isn't punishing me is already too merciful. Anyway, there are only a few months left, just follow his instructions, stay obedient until graduation. As long as Tyler doesn't stir up trouble, I can graduate peacefully. Amen. Knock. 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 At that moment, someone knocked on the principal's office door. Turning around, I saw, it was Tyler Bloom. Is Tyler here to be scolded too? Seems like neither of us siblings can escape this calamity. Ha ha ha. Tyler Bloom, you're here, come in and have a seat. What? The principal's attitude shifted 180 degrees the moment he saw Tyler. Not only did he flash a bright smile, but he also welcomed him warmly. Tyler glanced at me standing by the door, then casually accepted the principal's invitation and sat down on the sofa with him. Ha ha. Tyler Bloom, congratulations on winning first place in this year's modeling competition. The principal respectfully poured tea for Tyler. Thank you, Tyler replied indifferently. Do you know? The Follow Me modeling contest is an extremely influential competition in the country. Thanks to your strong promotion on the program yesterday, our school's enrollment rate for next year will surely hit an all-time high. Yesterday, many wealthy families called, wanting to transfer their children to our school. There were also many sponsors expressing their desire to invest in the school. Before the next school year starts, the campus expansion project must be fully completed. Oh gosh, I'm going to be so busy in the coming days. Principal, it's all thanks to your brilliant leadership. No, no. It's all thanks to you, Tyler Bloom. Students shouldn't only focus on studying, you should relax a bit sometimes. Don't always come first in every monthly exam, you should give others a chance too. But my score is 50 points higher than the second place. Should I intentionally leave half the test blank? That really would be tough for you. If there's nothing else, I'd like to return to class now. Alright. When you have free time, drop by for some tea with me. I'll serve you the finest dragon well tea. 08, honest report. What the heck, the treatment between us is worlds apart. Clearly, we're both involved in this, yet why is Tyler showered with endless praise while I get nothing but blame? Oh, right. Tyler, walking past me, stopped at the principal's office door and turned back to ask, "Principal, you didn't make my sister cry, did you?" The principal, startled, glared at me. "If you dare make her cry, I guarantee that Endeavor Academy's enrollment rate next year will drop to 0. Tyler warned in a tone that was both adorable yet provocatively challenging. Ugh. Both the principal and this brat are too much. I'm the victim here, yet they're treating me like I'm the culprit, looking down on me like that. When I got back to class, everyone had already started studying. I had to endure countless murderous glares just to make it to my seat. Suddenly, I really missed my middle school days at the all-girls school. It might have been boring, but everyone was so pure, so natural, and there were no boys messing things up and complicating relationships. At noon, Mia Thompson and a few of her close friends dragged me up to the school rooftop for questioning. They were even scarier than the reporters who surrounded me yesterday, as if they'd push me off the edge if I didn't tell the truth. Anyway, it's no longer an unshareable secret, so I honestly recounted everything from start to finish for them. Although it was a bit hard to accept, everyone said they supported the way we handled things. True love doesn't need to care about gossip. If love had to be approved by everyone, then the marriage registration office would have shut down long ago. Mia Thompson suggested, "Let's have a double date this Saturday." It could be a way to celebrate Tyler's award and also to unwind a little. I couldn't respond to Mia Thompson right away because I wasn't sure if Tyler had any work commitments this week. If it's a double date, who knows if Tyler might act like last time, silent and leaving the other party hanging. However, I'm genuinely curious about what kind of person Mia Thompson's boyfriend is. To catch Mia Thompson's eye, he must certainly be an outstanding guy. Leo Carter's house is a bit far from school. After classes ended, I originally planned to take the bus home, but Leo Carter and his driver were already waiting for us at the school gate. As I was walking toward Leo Carter, who was waving at me, someone suddenly grabbed my hand tightly from behind and pulled me away without saying a word. It was Tyler. But why wasn't he heading toward Leo Carter's house? Could it be that he didn't see Leo Carter? Or does he want to walk home instead? "Let's go home, Xiaohua," Tyler said while looking straight ahead, making it impossible for me to see the expression in his eyes. Go home. Back to our house. But didn't we just decide yesterday to leave that house? Wouldn't going back now feel utterly embarrassing? Why did Tyler suddenly change his mind about going home? Could it be because of money? No, ever since Tyler started modeling, he hasn't taken allowance from his parents anymore. Or is it because he misses home? That doesn't seem likely either, since Tyler has never been fond of that house. In the past, whenever we argued, he would often stay at Leo Carter's house for a long time. Even now, I still can't figure out what's going on in Tyler's mind. 09, the rewards are gone. When we got home, Tyler and I discovered that Mom was lying in bed, not going to work, while Dad was at home taking care of her. Mom. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Seeing Mom's pale face, I rushed over emotionally and hugged her tightly. Mom had always loved looking her best, always meticulously dressed and made up for work. But seeing her so frail like this, it was the first time I'd ever seen her like that. Mom. I'm sorry, it's because I've been so stubborn. Tyler walked up to Mom's bedside, regretfully holding her hand tightly. Please don't be upset, I don't want Daisy to feel guilty. That's silly Tyler. Even in a moment like this, he was only thinking about my feelings. If our whole family ended up dying, it would definitely be because of him driving us crazy. Don't worry, Mom has already forgiven you both. Dad gently patted Tyler's and my heads with a kind smile. As long as you're both healthy, that's the greatest wish of ours as parents. Why did Mom suddenly forgive us? It must have been Dad who convinced her. Dad, you're so wise. When Mom gets better, how about going to the Maldives? Tyler pulled out the competition prize from his bag, an invitation and plane tickets to the Maldives. As a way to make it up to you, I'm giving these to you and Dad. Really? I can actually go to the Maldives with your dad? Mom suddenly sprang up from the bed, startling the whole family. Excitedly, she snatched the prize from Tyler's hands. Wow! It's been so long since I've traveled. Min, let's take this chance to relax and enjoy ourselves. Trips to the Maldives are so expensive. Dad hesitated for a moment, glanced at me, but ultimately nodded decisively. It's mine. It's mine. I want to go to the Maldives too. I pouted and tried to grab the tickets back from Mom, but Tyler stopped me. Tyler, you betrayed me just to win over Mom and Dad. I told you, I'll use my own efforts to take you there someday. So, let's leave this opportunity for Mom and Dad, okay? Tyler said, pretending to be generous, with a cheerful smile. Scammer. Fake. He doesn't genuinely want to spend time with his parents. He just doesn't want to go with me. Just like last time, he didn't actually want to go to the Maldives. Participating in the competition was exactly as Nicotine said. I'm completely defeated. I thought I could take the lead, but it turns out everything was part of Tyler's plan from start to finish. To make up for it, Tyler was forced to agree to a double date with me this Saturday. I told Mom she's definitely faking being sick to trick us into coming home. Lying in bed today, and by tomorrow, she'll be off to the Maldives with Dad. If relaxing vacations could cure illnesses, wouldn't all the hospitals in the world have to shut down? The Maldives, a place everyone on Earth dreams of visiting. I hope I can go there at least once before disappearing from this planet. Saturday. Time quickly flew to Saturday. Today's date location is the amusement park, chosen by Mia Thompson, and none of us had any objections. Even though from elementary school to high school, schools often organize trips to amusement parks, this is the first time I've come here with Tyler. I'm both nervous and excited. We agreed to meet at the bus stop near the school, and here, for the first time, I met Mia Thompson's boyfriend. His appearance was completely different from what I had imagined. I thought the type of person Mia Thompson would like must surely be someone who knows how to dress, someone who looks like a playboy at first glance. Who would have thought that her boyfriend, Oscar, would turn out to be so scholarly and serious? His physique is quite well proportioned but not very tall, only about 173 to 175 centimeters. The black-rimmed glasses on his nose are his signature look. Haven't those glasses been out of fashion for a long time? Mia Thompson has a good sense of style, shouldn't she have told him to change them? 10. A double date. In addition to his polite appearance, Oscar is also very courteous. Even when speaking to younger people like us, he uses honorifics. Compared to him, Tyler, the youngest in the group, is completely unreserved. On the bus, he was solely focused on listening to his MP3 player, not engaging in our conversation at all. Perhaps because it wasn't a public holiday, the amusement park wasn't too crowded. Most of the rides only required a short wait before we could hop on. Our adventurous group of 4 started with the most thrilling rides. Sometimes I paired up with Tyler, other times with Mia Thompson, and occasionally with Oscar, like a rotating match where we constantly switched partners. In truth, when it comes to thrill rides, it doesn't really matter who you're with. But later, when we ride the Ferris wheel, I absolutely must sit with Tyler. The reason doesn't need explaining, I'm sure everyone understands. There's a legend that if a couple kisses at the highest point of the Ferris wheel, they'll be together forever. Although I don't Believe in these unscientific rumors, it wouldn't hurt to create a beautiful memory. After an adrenaline-filled round of rides, Mia Thompson suddenly said she needed to use the restroom. Tyler took the opportunity to buy drinks for us, leaving just Oscar and me sitting on a bench to rest. Who would have thought someone as refined as him would be so enthusiastic about these rides? I intentionally started a conversation. Then I guess you were fooled by my appearance. In reality, I can be quite passionate when playing. That's great. I was worried you might find us too childish. It's been such a long time since I last laughed like this. Oscar's smile suddenly turned a bit awkward, as if he was recalling something unpleasant. Daisy, you really care about your little brother, don't you? The light-hearted and cheerful conversation was immediately halted by Oscar's unexpected and serious question. Does he know about the relationship between Tyler and me? It must have been Mia Thompson who told him. Isn't the answer obvious? If I didn't like Tyler, would I date him? Would I become his girlfriend? Would I look forward to kissing him? Oh my gosh! These answers are so embarrassing, I won't say them out loud. I used to. I really liked her. No, I've always liked her. What? You like my brother too? I grabbed Oscar's hand in shock and asked. You misunderstood me. Oscar quickly explained, the person I like is my stepsister, the daughter of the man my mother remarried. Oh. So that's how it is. I immediately breathed a sigh of relief. I know Tyler is very popular, but the fact that he was once liked by another guy is really hard to accept. Moreover, now he's Mia Thompson's boyfriend. Huh. Wait a minute. He said he's always liked his stepsister. Then what does he see Mia Thompson as? Just as I was about to ask further, Oscar suddenly grabbed my hand tightly and pulled me forward. So strange. This person is so strange. Not only did he tell me confusing things, but why is he deliberately trying to keep me away from Mia Thompson and Tyler? Honestly, I could have resisted, but for some reason, I felt like Oscar had something he wanted to tell me, something related to him and his stepsister, perhaps. When we reached the base of the Ferris wheel, Oscar pushed me into an empty cabin and then closed the door himself. We were slowly lifted higher, and the scenery below gradually shrank from view. Chapter 12, A Dramatic Encounter at the Amusement Park 01. The kiss of the devil on the Ferris wheel. Oscar remained silent, seeming as though he had something to say to me but found it difficult to begin. If he didn't speak up now, the Ferris wheel would soon descend to the ground. Didn't he deliberately bring me up here to avoid being overheard by others? Oscar. If you betray Mia Thompson, I won't forgive you. I stood up, pointed directly at him, and angrily warned. At the moment, I didn't care what had happened between him and my sister. Once he had chosen Mia Thompson, he had to wholeheartedly love and cherish her. Mia Thompson was a good woman, and I didn't want her to be hurt. Give it up. Oscar didn't seem to care about what I said. The two of you won't end up together. What? This guy was really a master of changing the subject, wasn't he? We were clearly talking about his relationship with Mia Thompson. Stop dodging the question. And don't try to interfere with the relationship between Tyler and me. I love my sister very much, and I know she loves me too. But this relationship will never have a future. I don't want to hear it. I covered my ears, refusing to listen to his tempting words. She got married, a year ago, to someone she doesn't even love. Even though I absolutely didn't want to hear it, Oscar continued, his voice filled with pain, as if he was determined to tell the whole story. Love is freedom, but marriage is not. If you've ever thought about the future of the two of you, then you should end this relationship soon. Why? Why did he have to say such heavy, crushing words? They didn't understand anything. Tyler and I weren't like ordinary siblings. Perhaps we really weren't, but even I wasn't sure anymore. Have you never thought about it? From the moment you came into this world, the two of you recognized each other, identifying the other as a lifelong kin. This bond won't change just because of blood relations. Neither of you has truly grasped the essence of family and marriage. When you finally understand all of this, you'll only want to run away. By then, it will only bring greater pain to both of you. Do you understand? Oscar grabbed my shoulders tightly and shouted. No. I don't understand. Not at all. Isn't love simply about two people liking each other? Why do we have to think about the future, about family? Are you implying, Oscar, that I'll end up like your sister someday? Why? Why did your sister have to marry that person? I couldn't comprehend her actions. When you want to protect what's most important, the only thing you can do is give it up. Oscar replied cryptically. Ha! How ridiculous. I will never give up on Tyler, and Tyler has also promised to always stay by my side. How could I trust a stranger over someone I've known for 18 years? At that moment, the Ferris wheel was about to descend to the ground. Through the transparent glass window, I saw Tyler searching for me everywhere. I need to call Tyler and let him know I'm here. You'll regret this. Oscar said something strange as I took out my phone. Ignore him. This guy is definitely crazy. Does he think I'm his sister? I'm not as foolish as his sister. Tyler, I'm here. Up here. On the Ferris wheel. As soon as the call connected, I immediately told Tyler my location. But, less than half a second later, I deeply regretted my foolish action. When Tyler looked up at the Ferris wheel, Oscar suddenly grabbed my head and forced a kiss on my lips. Oh my God! Why is such a tragedy happening to me? I didn't do anything, so why am I being punished like this? Leo Carter once told me that if you don't truly like someone, you would never kiss them. Oscar, this guy is definitely insane, or maybe he mistook me for his sister. Smack. The sound rang out as I slapped him hard across the face without hesitation. This is too much. He did it on purpose. He must have done it on purpose for Tyler to see. I know Tyler's personality very well. If he gets angry, no one can stop him. 02, turning into a bubble. Oh no. The Ferris wheel has descended to the ground, the cabin door is about to open, and there Tyler stands with a face that looks ready to kill. Dear God. Can time rewind? If not, then let it stop. Or maybe a tornado could whisk me away to the Pacific Ocean. The moment the door opened, Tyler raised his fist, aiming straight at Oscar. I immediately threw myself at him. Tyler. Don't. Please calm down. I don't want Mia Thompson to find out about this. Absolutely not. All of this was just one of Oscar's nasty pranks. We just need to go back and explain everything clearly to Tyler, but Mia Thompson must absolutely not misunderstand. How much does Mia Thompson value Oscar, after all? Oscar. Go find Mia Thompson and tell her we've left. I urged while holding Tyler tightly, stopping him from still wanting to throw punches. Only when Oscar disappeared did I feel relieved enough to release Tyler. After all, the guy is 3 years older than him, how could Tyler possibly take on Oscar? How many times has this been now? Tyler glared at me, asking, Sean, Leo Carter, Brian Danielson, and now Oscar. Exactly how many men have you secretly been meeting behind my back? He remembers everything, his sharp memory is truly terrifying. I'm not dating Oscar, he forced me onto the Ferris wheel. Is it that the moment I take my eyes off you, you'll run off with another man? Do I need to lock you up so you'll obediently stay by my side? See? This is Tyler Bloom's unreasonable logic again. No matter how much I explain, he refuses to listen to a single word. How many times has it been now? He muttered. How many times? Didn't he just count them for me? Other than me, how many times? Tyler asked, both angry and slightly embarrassed. Your kisses. He's asking how many people I've kissed besides him, isn't he? Honestly, those incidents can't even be counted as real kisses. We didn't like each other, and it was all just Oscar's malicious prank. Even the one with Leo Carter doesn't count as a kiss, it was just an accidental brush of skin. That's it, nothing more. But, if Tyler finds out I wasn't entirely honest with him, I'm definitely doomed. Once, with Leo Carter. I hesitantly confessed but quickly justified myself, but it was just like earlier, it was an accident.